Hey guys, it's DT back with another statue review. Today we've got a special one because I am going to be doing a viewer requested unboxing. My buddy Jordy Tapia has been leaving comments on every single one of my videos and even videos on my other channels as well, asking me when I am going to be unboxing the RHINO. Well, Jordy, here he is. Today is the day. We are going to be taking this guy out of this box and it's all for you. So this is the Sideshow exclusive RHINO. Here we have the box. It says RHINO all the way around. And another fun fact is this is the same exact RHINO that my buddy Gem Mint reviewed on his channel several years ago. This is actually an older piece. I found somebody that was selling it. I needed a RHINO for my collection, and I think this is the best RHINO around. There are some really cool custom ones that are coming out. However, as far as licensed RHINOs goes, your choices are pretty slim, and I think this one fits the bill in pretty much every area. So let's open this up and take a look at the RHINO. Here we go. And there he is, the big gray guy. All right, so he's got a little bit of paper on him. Not really much to unwrap here. Let's take a look at his body. All right, so this guy is pretty light considering he's so massive. But, you know, he doesn't look light, and that's all that really matters at the end of the day. Love the detail in the skin. Looks like real RHINO skin. It's got all these little raised areas. Here we have more of a humanistic anatomy here on his chest and midsection. Same great detail in those legs. He's got pretty flat feet. Got a big peg there on his right foot. The other foot's just kind of flat. But on the other side, we've got some really nice detail in his little toes. You can see his sculpted in spine. You can see more definition towards his lower back. And here we have the little RHINO butt. But there you go. That is the RHINO's body. We'll put it back here for now. The base isn't too heavy either. It's actually fairly small and compact. Sort of like a concrete base with the dirt underneath. We've seen similar types of bases before. Here we go. They made 500 of these, and this is number 241. And then we got a couple different head sculpts, and that's it. This one is the classic RHINO head. So the body was a little bit lightweight, but these heads have some serious weight to them. He's kind of got his mask going over his brow area. We can't see any of his forehead. Kind of got these little black RHINO eyes on the sides, and then the giant horn, smaller horn above that. But this one looks pretty cool. We'll have to see which one looks better. And then we have this portrait. This one looks pretty ferocious as well. He's got the clenched teeth. This one we can see more of his eyebrow area, all the little wrinkles under his eye, crinkled up nose and chin. This one's got the RHINO eye as well, but he also has some little RHINO ears up on top. Let's put these guys side by side. Two very different looks to RHINO. Do you like the more classic comic book RHINO, or do you guys like the more modernized version? Here they are facing off with one another. Okay, so there you go. That was the unboxing. Not a whole lot of parts. Okay, time to assemble the RHINO. So a couple videos ago, I said that the Harley Quinn Hell on Wheels was probably the easiest statue assembly that I've ever had to do. Well, it looks like this guy is going to take the title because he is basically a body and a head. Let's go ahead and put this guy together. Not extremely heavy. Lift him in one hand. Does have some weight to it, so it's not like it's a toy or anything like that. He's just gonna peg in right here. We've got two nice little footprints for his feet to settle into. His body's all there, and now we just need to add a head. We'll just grab this one right here, the more classic head. And then we have this one, which shows a little bit more of his face and more of that RHINO detail. So here's a look all the way around the RHINO. So the Rhino first appeared in The Amazing Spider-Man number 41 back in 1966. We've got the horns of the Rhino as we see the Rhino busting through a wall as Spider-Man is there lying on the floor. So you can see that this portrait right here is very well represented in this cover. So it took 41 issues for this guy to come onto the scene, but he's definitely an important villain and one that I remember from my childhood watching the Amazing Spider-Man cartoon. So this is an older piece, but I think it holds up very well in its design. Not a whole lot going on here with the base. Typical broken up ground base. I know some people had some issues with the color of it, being that it was a little bit too close to the skin color of the Rhino. It is very close to the same shade as his toenails, but I think there is enough contrast to his gray skin. So I'm glad they went a little bit more earthy and brown rather than going the typical color of a street. I guess they could have made it a darker asphalt, but I think it looks pretty good. Then we've got the Rhino. We've got this cool hunched over pose with his head kind of protruding forward. And when you look at this, you immediately see those animalistic traits and you see a Rhino. So what I really love about this guy is the details of the skin. So rhinos, of course, are pachyderms, which is a scientific way of saying thick skin. And here we can definitely see his thick skin. Just like an elephant, we've got all these little wrinkles, and then we have these thicker patches of skin around his wrist and shoulders and legs. It's just very rough feeling and what you'd expect to find on a real rhino. You can see all the muscle striations on his chest and abs, very well defined legs and arms. And he's got a massive back with his spine kind of protruding there on the top. We can see a little bit of a rhino crack there. I believe this started out as a suit, but was later infused with his own skin, so he couldn't really take it off. So technically, is the rhino naked right now? I guess. However, around his left arm, we can see a little line, almost like a sleeve, if you will. It's not completely smooth. So it's kind of a cool fused look where it actually looks like this is his skin. And then finally, we've got the two portraits. I'm not sure which one is the exclusive. If you guys know, leave it in the comments down below. These portraits are very heavy. The first thing I noticed is that the color of the paint on the heads don't quite match up to the color of the paint on the body. I'm not really sure why that is, if it was a different paint, if they did all the heads in another room or building where the person that painted the body didn't talk to the person that painted the heads. In any case, there is a little discrepancy in the color there. There is a seam line, of course, around the head, but with all these little lines and folds and stuff, it blends in rather nicely. Most people will also display this from the front, and from the front, you really cannot see those seams. So either one of these portraits looks great. Just depends on if you like the classic look versus a new modernized look. So of course, I'm a big comic book fan and I like to see how they first appeared. The only thing is with this portrait, you're gonna have to display this guy up high. You have to be looking up in order to see his eyes. Just the way his head is positioned, the way the horn kind of comes right out of his forehead, and the way the rhino suit goes right up to his eyebrows makes it very difficult to see his eyes. This one's got some fantastic details with the rhino ears. It pretty much looks like a guy is peeking out from a real rhino's head. He's got this really angered look on his face. Not quite as classic as the other one, but definitely a great option to have. Okay guys, so that was a look at the Sideshow Rhino. I'm very happy to be adding this guy to my collection of Spider-Man villains. Jordy, I hope you're happy. We finally got the Rhino on the channel, and it just goes to show you guys that I do read your comments, I do listen to your suggestions, and I do take requests. So if you guys want to see something on this channel, make sure to leave it in the comments down below. And now that I've done the Rhino, that doesn't mean, Jordy, you can stop commenting, so make sure to come up with something else. As always, let me know what you guys think of this piece. I'm always curious to know how these things come across on camera. Stay tuned, I've got more of those XM Studios prototypes coming up, along with some comic book videos. So if you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.